Good afternoon, and welcome to Galactic Daily News with your host, me. So, how is everybody? Hope you're all ready for Thanksgiving. I'm as ready as I'll ever be, which means I ain't doing nothing. So, got that going for me, which is nice. I'll be honest with you guys, it's just a wee bit depressing. Holidays in my family used to be a big deal when my grandparents were alive. And, because we would, that's where we would gather. All of us. My mother and me and my sister, my aunt and her kids, and their kids. And then after a while, my sister's kids. We would all, gather at Graham's house, have dinner. Christmas, we would open presents and whatnot. It was a big thing. Graham would supervise the cooking from her throne at the dining room table. My grandfather would do most of the cooking because that's the way it worked with their dynamic. Graham was the boss. Pops was the servant. But, the food was good. And the company was mostly good. I'd get to see my cousins who I hardly ever saw. But, then Graham died in, 97? And Pops died in 05. And, I moved down here in 99. And here for a while, I had family. When I moved down here, I moved in with my girlfriend and her 3 boys. And, for the next, I guess it was 4 years or so, we had holidays together, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatnot. The first Thanksgiving we had together was not great because it was at her mother's house, and we all ended up sitting on the floor eating because their dining room table was filled with crap that nobody wanted to move. And then they had like 2 or 3 dogs in the house, and while I'm sitting there on the floor eating, one of the dogs is in the next room taking a shit on the floor. So, that was not fun. But after that, I determined that, we're going to have holiday dinners at our house, and if they want to come, they're invited. That's fine. But no more. And I have a pretty strict idea of what I consider a holiday dinner. Christmas is, or Thanksgiving is turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, gravy, maybe green beans, not a green bean casserole. That's acceptable, but, in general, if we're playing by the exact rules, it's green beans, maybe corn. Cranberry sauce, the kind that recent survey says nobody likes, but everybody buys, apparently. The gel stuff in a can that if you open up both ends of the can, you can push it out and it's still in the shape of the can. That's pretty cool. That's still my favorite. But that's what I grew up with. And, the cranberry sauce, the liquid from it would get in the green beans, but that was all right. You tried to keep it away from the mashed potatoes, but if it got in the green beans and maybe a little on the turkey, that was still okay. But, and even when it was Stormy and I, we tried to have some sort of holiday thing. We did Thanksgiving, we did Christmas. I think we even did Easter a couple of times, so generally I ignore Easter. Christmas dinner would generally be ham, with the same type of sides. These days, it's just me and the dog. And while he'll eat the cranberry jelly, he doesn't care. He'll just as soon eat his kibble. Oh, Sears has selected me for exclusive deals. Oh, yippee. So yeah, it's just me. And while I try to be stoic about it, I know it's still going to depress me come Thursday. And I'm here by myself. It's not like there's anybody I can invite over. Hey, come over, have Thanksgiving dinner with me. Everybody's got families and whatnot. All my friends do. You know. And I'll be honest, this is one of the reasons why I keep considering moving back up to New York. Is because when it comes to the holidays, I'm by myself. And while I can take it, I'm not going to break down and cry or, have a hissy fit on the front lawn or anything like that. But it's still kind of depressing. And it keeps reminding me that if I left here, if I left North Carolina, I'm not sure anybody would be really sad about it. There'd be no tears. I mean, yeah, I have some friends down here I think that would miss me, but I'm not a part of their lives, really. If I left, then, they could still communicate with me the same way they'd communicate with me now. Occasionally, sporadically, on Facebook. And that's about it. At least if I was in New York, I've got, family there, my mother and my sister. And while they can be problematic at times, they're still my family. I've got friends up there yet. My friend Terry lives up there. My friend Nick lives up there. I probably see them occasionally. Anthony's moved down to Virginia. And for a while after he moved down there, he kept trying to get me to move up there to be near him or whatever. But things just didn't work out like that, and I haven't heard from him in a while. My friend Scott's also in Virginia, but he goes up to CNY occasionally. This time of year gets kind of depressing. Now, don't worry. I'm not going to put a shotgun to my head or anything like that. That's just not the way I do things. On the good news front, to continue the good news, I did get my Social Security letter from them stating that I was getting Social Security. Is this it? I will receive $1,300 a month. So that'll be enough for rent. Should cover my bills. I have EBT to cover my food, so I should be okay. Also got my Medicare card. Woohoo! So I am now once again covered by insurance. I gotta make sure to show that to them at the clinic tomorrow so that they can get all that taken care of. Now apparently, and I think I explained this before, there are two kinds of Social Security you get. And one I got, I guess the only payment I'm going to get on it, they put about $500 in my account. And that's meant to tide you over from the time you're initially unemployed until you actually get the Social Security disability insurance, which is the $1,300 I'll be getting monthly from now on. And again, I want to thank everybody for everything they've done for me, for the donations and whatnot. That has basically been the only way I was able to survive these past few months. I figure I consider it an early Christmas gift from you all, and I appreciate it. So, at this point, my rent is paid up. I'm pretty sure all my bills, all my regular bills are paid up. Electric, internet, cell phone. I know there's another one that I can never think of. I still have all this crap to take care of, which is all my medical bills from different places. Because even when I had insurance through Cytel, that only paid 80% for like the first, whatever. Of course, there's a deductible, but yeah, I've got all of this crap. This is just from the last week, guys. I have a cardboard box filled with medical bills. Some of them are really small. Like there was one for $50 that I just paid off. That was from Moses Cone. Yeah. But I've got bills from Fresenius, which is the kidney place. Two different, apparently they have two different departments, and I owe both of them. Wake Forest, I've got a bill from them. High Point Regional down here, got a bill from them. Some of these have already gone to collections, so I'm getting bills from different collection agencies. Oh, Digestive Health Services, I've got a bill from them for, Crap Cone Health, which is from Moses Cone Hospital. So those I'll be working on paying off little by little once the income starts coming in. So, I got that going for me. So everything's not quite roses and puppies yet, but it's slowly getting there. I'm still going to have some issues with the bills, but I'll deal with those. Not terribly going to worry about those until after this is all over. Once I get a kidney and I'm able to go back to work and start earning a real paycheck. And let me tell you, too, that's something else that worries me right now. I'm 50, what's this, 2019? I'm 54 years old. And I have certain skills, in customer service and customer service management. But I worry that my age is going to be a factor when I'm trying to get hired somewhere. In this day and age, everybody's saying, well, older employees are the better employees or whatever. But in general, people don't, the companies don't want to hire older people. Now, when I was at Sears, yes, we hired older folks. Because, at our office, at our call center, our human resources person and, a lot of our management were of the opinion that older people were generally more stable. Right? And we got a lot of folks in that had, worked 20 years at one job, retired, and decided they were going to do this. Same type of older folks you see at McDonald's. You go to McDonald's and you see, 13 kids behind the counter and the one old guy or old woman back there flipping burgers. And generally, they're the nicer ones. They're better at customer service. And from what I've found as a manager, older folks are generally more stable. They come to work on time. They've got a lifetime of, knowing that when you sign on to do a job, you do the job. You don't cut out and make excuses for cutting out. You don't screw up the job and make excuses for screwing it up, which is something that, in my humble opinion, these days, a lot of the young kids just don't quite get it. They don't understand that, well, I just can't call out on Wednesday because I don't want to come in. No, you come in. Jesus. You come in. You do the job. And then you go home. And older folks generally take a certain pride in doing the job. I know I always did. So, but, a lot of companies have this thing about they don't really want to hire older people. And I'm nowhere near retirement age. And to be quite honest, I don't figure I'll ever be able to retire. So, there's that. But, it's got me slightly worried. But it's one of those things, too, that I really shouldn't worry about at this point because I'm, nowhere near looking for a job right now. There's no way I can actually do any work. My stamina is better than it was. But still, I find that after I do anything that requires any sort of physical labor, washing dishes. I can't wash dishes for 10 minutes without my back aching like a mother. When I got done with the dialysis yesterday, before the van came to pick me up. I walked across the street to the convenience store to pick up a couple of snack items because I was feeling snacky. And I walked over there. I mean, it's across the street, you know. I walked over there. I walked back. And I sat back in the lobby of the clinic and was freaking exhausted just from that short walk. But, you know, it is what it is. Eventually, they will find me a kidney, and I'll get that taken care of and get a new kidney. And from what everybody tells me, I'll have a new lease on life. Woohoo! And except for the, you know, immunosuppressants that I'll have to take after getting a new kidney, I should be off most of my meds and, you know, be able to do things like find a job. So I'll worry about that then. This is already 18 minutes long, so I figure I will let you guys go. Again, I want to thank everyone for everything they've done for me. You helped me make it through. In fact, you guys are the reason I made it through these last few months. So I couldn't have done it without you. And I know that, and I appreciate it. And hopefully, at some point in my life, I will be in a position to return the favor, should any of you ever need it. But until the next time, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and be cool.
Everybody be cool. You be cool.